Hey guys, I have some very interesting, I think a very shocking reaction to all that's going on with Jay-Z. And excuse me, yeah, I have makeup in my hair because I damn near tripped, fell, and ran over here to share this story. So Beyonce's mom is Tina Knowles, for those that don't know, and I will be referring to her as Miss Tina Knowles because she is my elder. She has a very confusing reaction to Jay Z's lawsuit, and I want to show you this. I am not making this up, and a lot of publications are reporting on this as well. So I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna take you there right now. Give me a second, and I will bring you there. Okay. Bam. So this is Miss Tina Knowles' Instagram, correct? You know that. Okay, you get it. You see it. This is her stuff. This is her official page. Now check this out. This gonna blow your mind. I promise it's gonna blow your mind. I promise you, it will. It will. It will. It will. Right here, you are looking at you're looking at a report of Jay Z's lawsuit being announced. And my page follows Miss Tina Knowles' page. She liked this post. There's nothing that defends Jay Z, there's nothing that states that his response is just simply the announcement that a lot of us received. She liked it. And when looking at the Rockaware, I knew I was going to say that, the Rock Nation post, you see it right here. She did not like that. This is seemingly the most official post we have coming from his camp. She did not like this one. She liked this one. So, according to page six, Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, had a confusing reaction to Jay Z's bombshell lawsuit. She liked the post, causing many people to ask why. Okay, and I'm going to go into. Let's go into the comments, why don't we? Did y'all delete the comments? Okay, there we go. Not Miss Tina Knows liking the post. Look at 571 likes. Right? I just said that. What? This post? I don't see your name. Okay, stop. I'm not even surprised. Tina most likely doesn't even like him. So it's not Photoshop. Girl, what is wrong with you? No. She does it a lot by accident. She's even like posts speaking ill of Beyonce in the past. Perfect way to explain this. Oh, she's just old and feeble. Except that wasn't an accident. Give me one good reason why you think that this is a good idea. She's a senior citizen. My mother is 72. She knows the difference between liking something and not liking something. Trust me. My mama is very savvy and she's not a computer person. She is not. So let's not sit here and blame it on her being a little overzealous, because there's been multiple publications that have that has posted this. So like, you don't think that somebody has reached out and said, "Hey, mom, unlike that." You don't think anyone's like, "Mama, mama, mama, you need to unlike that. Mama, let me log in. I'm gonna go ahead and do." You don't think that there's a team of people that are around her right now that could say, "Oh my goodness, this is crazy," and for her to go and like the post, like the one, this one right here? I mean, I'm just saying, does she have to like it? No. I'm just thinking about all the red herrings that people throw out there when they're trying to argue with you. She don't have to like anything. She don't have to say nothing. It's none of her business, really. But if you're gonna put it out there, ma'am, what is you doing? That I and I'm telling you, Page Six has it, People Magazine has it, and a bunch of little tiny little publications, to boot, including myself. Hi, it's just kind of like, what are we watching? What are we saying? The first thing that came to my mind was like Solange in the elevator. And I was just like, you know how, like, in families, when everybody kind of tolerates somebody, you sit back. Okay, it's okay, son in law. Okay, sister in law. Until the cracks start to show and people start breaking up. And it's like, I told you so. I told you I didn't like him. I'm like, that just popped in my head. Like, one, we know where Solange gets it from. She probably get it from her mama. Number two, this is so bold. And I could even see her being angry, right? Like, how dare you have my daughter in this situation? Whether he did it or not, I'm not here to even dispute that, guys. That's not even going to be where I'm taking this conversation. I think that when you have a united front and you have a legal team and PR teams, that things like this should not fall through the cracks. And based off that letter, I will speak on that. That letter was not written by a PR team. That was definitely not something that a legal team would approve. It was an egotistical letter from a man very upset. Very, very, very upset with the firestorm that has been created and going for the past 15 hours now? 15, 16 hours now, yeah. So I don't think they have their ducks in a row. And it's 11:44 here on the West Coast. Like, shouldn't we have already had our team on this? I'm so surprised that no one has said, "Mama, take down the like, mama, mama." You know what I'm saying? Like, this just does not look good. It does not look good. It's very likely that someone will say she was hacked, or even that, we don't know what's going on. She's so old and feeble. She does it all the time. I think it's very telling. I think it's very telling that there isn't a united front. There isn't a media strategy that they need it like yesterday. They needed it actually whenever Busby sent over those demands and whatnot. They should have been starting their strategy. Okay, so we're not going to settle. So we need to figure out what we're going to do next. He's going to do his thing. This is what we do in response. Bam. And then bam. And then who are you going to interview with by the end of the week, Jay-Z? This isn't a just go sit down somewhere and hope it goes away kind of moment. It isn't. They need a coordinated strategy to fix this. And coming for Busby and calling him an ambulance chaser, this guy is a pretty celebrated attorney. He's not an ambulance chaser. This is not even really his forte, to be honest. So, in my humble opinion, I think that they need to get a strategy together, and everyone needs to be on a united front. The children, the in-laws, the employees, everybody. We can't allow for moments like this to be captured by media and to cause dissension. Give me one good reason why it's a good idea to like this. Let's see if anybody says anything else. She could have easily liked it when she was scrolling past. That happens to me all the time. Not. She's 70 years old. She makes content on IG. Most of everything she does is affiliated with this app. She knows the ins and outs. I'm sure Bay has told her to not even be in these areas of social media. Are you sure? This kills me. Like when people are like, I'm very confident that Beyonce told her not to go into this area of the internet, but she's gonna go anyway. Like, how are you writing your own narrative? You don't know what these people are doing. You don't know how chaotic their lives are. They even get along with each other. She's a boomer. But she should know at this point not to even entertain any of this. Should she? Should she know that? I mean, from a professional standpoint, I would say you should probably leave it to the legal team and the PR team. But if I felt like liking something, I would do it. I would put it out there and be like, it is what it is. She should double check everything. I love how the people and their shoulds. She will say her page is hacked. I think that's what's going to happen as well. Probably on accident. I know it's an accident, I'm sure. The sure word kills me. Yeah, she knows something is up. Wait, how many problems you got again? Ooh. We all knew this was coming. Did we? Did we all know this? He needs to go to a gym. Okay. Tina, why did you like this? Well, Tina liked it. She's snitching. Not Tina Knowles, like in the post. Y'all see that? Tina Knowles must know a little something. Hollywood elites are done. I do believe that celebrity culture as we know it will change. As we know it. Will it go away? No, because we are all gathered here to talk about Tina Knowles' social media post. A social media post being liked by her. That is why. We are all fascinated by things outside of ourselves. We eat this stuff up. So no, I don't believe that. Sorry, I wasn't near the mic. I don't believe that celebrity elites are going away. The elites are the ones that we don't see. These are not quite the elites, to be honest. Beyonce isn't going to handle this very well. How you know? How you know what Beyonce is going to do? You guys act like you know these people. Queen Bey. Is that how they... Is it Bey or B? Is not going to be happy. How you know? 24-year-old accusation. Hey, it doesn't matter how old an accusation is. It doesn't make it less true if it's true. Tina over here being messy. It kind of feels like it's messy to me. We're going to see the 99 problems thing over and over again. It's going to be so, it's just going to be so, what's the word? Repetitive? Repetitious? It's going to be a lot. They're going to say it a lot. I'm so sick of this mess in the media. Me too. I want to talk about something else. It's funny, right? I'm so sick of this. Okay. We do not care. We actually do. You know why you care? Because you saw it, you consumed it, and you responded. You care. Even to say that you don't care, you do care. Because if you didn't care, you would just keep scrolling. They were young and made some mistakes. Jesus said to forgive and forget. I'm sure her family members were taken care of. There's the shoulds. So, no, that's not the case. Once you settle something, you can't really, well, once you sue someone, right, and you settle, you're not able to go at it again. You're not able to sue them again. We would have already seen this case, so that's not That's the thing about people. Just say anything. And look, 9 people liked it. Like that was like it was real. I knew the Cat Williams meme was gonna pop up. Please unfollow him and Beyonce. Really? You want her mother to unfollow them? Jay-Z now has 100 problems. Told ya. Lock him up. Are you surprised these PDFs need to go to jail? Ladies related to these PDFs, you know what was going on. I'm just trying to, because the exclamation points. How would you like your daughter go through this? I hope Blue was not offered to what? I'm not going to read that. I don't know what that means, but his music is incredible, though. He has an amazing catalog. I knew this was coming. We need all the people that said that they knew this was coming to get together and tell us what's going to happen next. I don't want to wait. I just want everyone to just put it out there. Tell us what's going to happen next. Bring down anyone who knew it was happening and did nothing. That's not how this works. Are you kidding me? One person can't bring down an establishment like this. These people are just the front of so many other people that are invested in their business. This is a business. You gotta be very crafty. And honestly, you have to want the system to change, not just from the little person, but from the inside. Just know, and I don't know this, and I'm not saying should or sure or I know no. I feel like there's something on the inside that said, yeah, we got to pivot. Because if this is status quo, what makes you think it's going to change? Just my thoughts. I mean, who cares? And the domino effect continues. This is no news and not breaking news. Well, breaking for some. Again, the psychics. The psychics are in the thread. I'm looking for some more Tina stuff. I think I've scrolled too far. Yeah, this is yesterday. Okay. Well, when you're liking your son-in-law's a post that details something negative about your son-in-law, it's going to come across as you agreeing with that person's exposure. That's the feeling I'm getting. This wasn't their defense, which would have felt a lot different, right? It would have felt like, I support, like, good job, like, yes, son, and that's not what we're getting over here. We're still waiting for her to like it. I don't think it's gonna happen while we're sitting here. Yeah. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna leave it here, and we'll see what happens. I don't think this is good. I don't think it's good. In listening to other creators, I listened to this man. I wish I could share his. Maybe I can find it. He was one of the few. Let me go to my history real fast. Why not? Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. His name. Oh gosh, come on. It was like one video before that one. I'll tell you what he said. Is it Hotspot ATL? No, I don't think that's him. It's a guy that I listened to earlier who really broke down. Okay. He broke down from his vantage point why he thought that Jay-Z made a mistake in writing that response. He stated that he didn't think that Jay-Z did his research on who this guy was. And by insulting the guy, he was really, it was an ego thing. Gosh, I wish I could tell you what that guy's channel was. Let me see if I can find it. But he talked for, cancel. He talked for about an hour on just a letter. And at first I was like, boy, you're really stretching this out. But this really sucks. Come on. I really want to like share this thing with you. Okay, last day. Yes. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. And he was the most level-headed guy. Like, he was breaking down like how, he didn't believe it was a conversation with his team because he was like, this is not, there's no strategy behind this. It's just insults. And when he called him an ambulance chaser and, said something offensive about his being a part of, armed forces and all that, like basically calling him a coward and just really talking down to him. And I was just like, is this him? No. I was like, you know what? I really admire hearing this black man speak in a way that made sense. And everyone in his feed were like on that same page. Trust me, like a lot of times we'll create videos and you're like, where do these people come from? Like, why do you think like this? So, there are times where I'm just like, there's a huge mismatch with the audience and what's being shared. But I'm gonna look one more place because I have a few things open. Okay, change the channel. I was on a different channel. I was on this one over here. It wasn't you. Okay, hush, hush. The people are listening. Okay, his name is Max V World Media. Max MAX V World Media. He has he did a live today, and the video's called "Here's the Reason Why Jay-Z May Never Recover from This Lawsuit," and he had a very like methodical and logical reasons why he did not think that he would recover, and it wasn't like, well, I know he did this and he should, and it wasn't like I know. It was like basically just looking at it from the standpoint of how you're starting your defense in public opinion. And he was also talking about like how his approach, well, this could be speculative, right? His approach, like based off of what he thinks he can get away with, how he thought that narrow-minded viewpoint might land him in more hot water. There's one more thing that he was saying that I'm trying to think of right now that I'm on the spot. I mean, obviously he was saying that he was full of himself, but in a nice way. That's not really what he said, but gosh, there's a point. I don't know if I'm going to find it here. If I do, I'll write it in the description by the time you guys see it in the replay. But what was the point of this whole thing? Let me look and see if it's in his description. Maybe that'll jog my memory. I didn't plan on being this long. He definitely praised Busby. He did some research. So I was like, okay, I mean, you might be kind of fresh. But one thing he was saying is that they're going to comb through everything. Like all this stuff everything that we've done in the past 20 years is online pretty much. So that's another thing. He was saying that there's just so much content out there. Okay, so his name is Max V World. Check it out. It's 2 hours. I listened to maybe like the first, it says 40 minutes. And I was like, okay. I think it was a really good critique and a really solid brother that's talking about this stuff. Sorry, a lot of the guys that I hear talk about this stuff just seem to kind of be in a fantasy world. And I don't really, they seem more like fanboys, you know? So at any rate, that is all I have for you all. Thank you for stopping by and seeing. Oh, look. People in the chat. Thanks for stopping by, listening, seeing what's up. If there's an update on this, I will let you guys know. There's more. Where is the chat at? Live and live and live. I'll get to it. Let me see. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not. I'm because I don't really know what I'm doing just yet. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club. Can I say something about that? Here's what I have to say about that. So they had, look, you got me started. So this morning I saw, their broadcast where they shared the story. And I don't know the young lady that does the news. So Jess threw it to the girl that does the news. That's the part where I basically tuned in. So Jess tells her she reads, what happened off her paper. And then before she can kind of finish, like that's when the guys jump in. DJ Envy, I think he jumps in and he starts to frame his conversation. Well, yeah, anybody can say this, that, and the third. And then Charlemagne jumps in and they basically infer that it sucks that anyone can sue anybody is what they say. Anybody can sue anybody. And a lot of times you don't have to pay, to sue someone like this because if that person wins, they're going to get their money from the person that loses, right? And so they're both kind of tag teaming. And I'm just sitting here like, are we really going to just say that they're just going to throw out any possibility that this person could possibly be telling the truth? How do you even know who's a criminal? Listen, my brothers, I have a lot of brothers. They're all good men as far as I'm concerned. And I would hope that they are who I think they are. But there's always that little bit of you don't know everybody. You don't know what they do behind the scenes. And you don't know what they did 20 years ago. It's just the confidence level of just like, yeah, anybody can file a lawsuit. I was just like, that's so irresponsible. They have millions of viewers. They're so influential over the culture. When I hear something like that, okay, if I was a younger woman, right? If I was in my 20s and I heard someone say, oh, anybody can file a lawsuit, that would help to frame the mindset of like, if something happened to me, then that's what I'm going to get. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, your listeners are not just men or male, they're female as well. And I just thought like how irresponsible of them for saying that. Now that's, okay, I got you. It's their show. They can say how they feel, but you're the voice of the culture also. So why isn't there balance? And I was waiting for Jess to say something. I don't really check for her content all the time. Like I used to listen to her news and stuff. So I don't really know what her views are politically, right? But the young lady interjected and she said, we don't really know who's telling the truth. Like she said that. And I was like, thank you. But it was like so short and it was in the middle of their rant and stuff. And I was just like, so I left a comment. I was like, I'm so glad that she said that because there needs to be some journalistic integrity. This is my channel. I'm sitting in my living room. Like there's nobody paying me to do this, right? So I could decide to say, yep, this is it. They're all criminals. You know, I could make up all kinds of stuff. Who would care? Like, it's my opinion, it's my equipment, I'm in my room. But if I worked for an organization, an institution, then I can't necessarily say that with my full chest. And if you go to, you know, even if you go and watch the video that I put out there for Jay-Z's, I don't know how you want to call it. I want to call it an announcement because that sounds like something positive. But the announcement of the lawsuit, I was still objective. I critiqued Jay-Z. I critiqued Busby. I think that you need to leave room for people to make up their own mind about stuff. It's so easy for us to influence other people, you know? And I mean, you know, it is. So I'm just like, I don't watch the show, and I'm not like an avid viewer, so maybe it's not for me, but I just was really bothered by that. And there always should be that person that's just like, hey, before you know, leave this moment, realize that everything that we're saying here is just our opinion and it's not true. Because people will get that in their mind and they will react to that. And I'm just thinking, like, what if quite possibly while Jay-Z's talking about his kids finding out this news, Busby's talking about his children possibly being harassed? Like, does anybody care about this person that said something happened to them? Like, if you guys haven't read the complaint, it's out there. It was the first one. It was circulating in October. And I think by now everyone has the access to that one. Like, I looked at the complaint again yesterday, the amended one, and it's like crazy. Like, even as a grown woman, if I would have went through that, I'd be crying in the corner. And I heard somebody say, well, how she end up in front of VMAs anyway? Like, where were her parents at? True. But apparently her father dropped her off. It was a different time. So they're going to have to explain that too. They're going to have to explain like how all this took place. But nobody deserves to go through what that person went through. And my critique, if you guys probably won't even watch that video, but I'll tell you right now. My critique for Busby was the strategy behind revealing the names. We know that there was a female celebrity in that room also. What he's doing is he's contacting the celebrities and giving them the option whether they want to settle or not, and then he's going to refile and then reveal who they are. I can't sit here and say what someone thinks justice is. If justice to them is a payday, then so be it. Embarrassing that celebrity or putting them out there on Front Street, then so be it. My problem, if it were me, is that he's not just putting the names out there. So it feels a little like, So here's the thing. If you're going to release Jay-Z's name, who's bigger than Jay-Z? That's what I think. Like, who's bigger than Jay-Z? I think it's somebody that's bigger. I think you know where I'm going with this. I think it's someone on... So that's where it feels like a game. And for those that say, well, how come you're not filing criminal charges? They say felonies filed in New York after 2006 the statute of limitations don't run out. This took place in 2000, so it would have ran out in 2005. But with that, I wish I could think of the name, but they have an act meaning like a law that was created so that some folks could go in and file on some of those cases that the statute of limitations ran out of. That ended in November of 23 of last year, and that's how Cassie was able to file her suit. So if you miss that window, does it mean that what happened to you is not real? Like, that's not how that works. So I think it's interesting how like Jay-Z kind of crafted like, how come you're not coming after me criminally? Well, you know he can't. You know he can't. Like, what you mean? Like, you're from New York. You know how laws work. But like, you guys don't. So he can just say little things and people could pick and choose and just kind of run off. But, it's the art of the debate. With that being said, I'm going to do a good detach. A good detach because I feel like I've got a lot of dark energy talking about this stuff. I'm laughing, but I really do feel like it just kind of overwhelmed me just that second ago. I'm like, yeah, yes, I'm not feeling too great about any of this. Yeah, well, Cecily mad they are confident in factual statement. What would I be mad about? Don't matter facts or facts or facts. You have a problem with the facts. You want them to say, oh, okay. I see what's happening here. Why are you guys so enraged? You guys seem very impassioned. Charlemagne was accused of, yes, very true. Tina, your daughter is next. Woo, y'all are a spirited bunch. How y'all get here? 99 problems, now 100. Yeah, we're going to hear that a lot. Celebrity B. You know, is it a McMill? That might be it. I never thought of that. The person I thought of, you might be correct. But I don't know. And we won't know until that name is released. Charlotte Lame. I don't know enough about him to dislike him. Jay-Z's condescending better than now responses were disgusting. See, you have a beautiful mind. You are the type of people that I want to talk to. You are the type of people that I want to confer with. Had no compassion for the victims. Another person, again, another person. These are the types of conversations that I want to have. This is the kind of audience. I don't know how you got here. But yeah, if you like anything in this content, you want to stay a while, please subscribe. But yeah, this is the kind of mindset that I can confer with. People who come up with their own stuff and they start saying things or getting ugly or like start cursing or saying, I don't have time for that. I don't deal with that in my regular life. I most definitely won't deal with it online. Yeah, we're intellectuals over here, okay? We can have a little fun gossiping and whatnot without falling all to pieces and calling people out their names. I think the unnamed celebrity's name begins with a J. Really? Yes. Wait. Nickname? I said yes like I knew. Like, ding, 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 ding. Okay, so I think now that person mentioned B, I think that's a thought. My light is glitching out. So my thought was at first was like bad boy adjacent. Think about the times 2000. 2000. Who's hot? Who's who are the money makers? That's what I thought. And then I thought, okay, well, who is he dating at the time? Because this is something that you share with somebody who got your back. So it's got to be one of your ace boon coons or somebody that you're dealing with. So I was thinking possibly, I think what you're thinking with the J. But yeah, you blew my mind with the other thing because at the end of the day, if you're going to be involved in something like that, it would be with somebody you could trust. Like we all have the same to lose. That is a beautiful thing. I don't know where I heard this, but I swear, I want to say that Will Smith said this, but I'm not really sure. Okay. Don't quote me. I swear I heard him say this, but if he didn't, it doesn't matter. And I think this is where Jada Pinkett went wrong. When you doing dirt with people, you have to do it with people who have the same amount to lose as you. Whether you got a 9 to 5 or you are a billionaire, you cannot mix and mingle with people that have less to lose than you, because they will take the L so fast and they will drag you to hell with them. So if that's like people cheating, people doing dirty business, whatever, you have to be equally yoked in all this. So if we're going to do some stuff like this, you're not doing this with like a little peon. You're doing this with somebody like we all in this together kind of thing, you know? And that just kind of seems to be okay. I'll be careful. It seems to be the theme of the freak off. Like, based off of information I've heard, the alleged freak off, the levels in, like when the elites are in attendance, like they're all there because they're all special, and they're all doing these things with people who are like not considered special in their eyes, almost people who society would not value. So what they would say wouldn't matter, because you're like, what do you do for a living? Where are you? What are you on? Like, what drug are you on? You know what I'm saying? So it's like these people up here intermingling with people who are down here, who are less powerful, and nobody would believe what they have to say, and that we're all keeping each other's secrets. And we're all becoming more powerful because we're all interacting with each other and keeping each other's secret. And like, so like the act is more about like, it's more of a pact than an act, if you know what I mean, right? Trust her with the pow pow. So, gosh, you guys are really engaging. I got a good crop of people. So, are you guys familiar with Janice Combs Publishing? Janice Combs Publishing and is it Justin Combs Publishing? One of the boys' name. These are the publishing companies that Sean Combs put his music through, right? If you go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, you will see all of the hits that Beyonce created, post Destiny's Child, Jay-Z, Usher, like everybody that's big. Snoop's in there on some collabs, like everybody that's big to this day. Basically, the Black American stars, R&B, hip hop, are all on there. Like, Sean Combs had a hand in creating so many stars. So when like people are like, why were, like the whole bad boy thing and the allure of it, like why everybody want to be down? Because he was creating stars. It was a machine. Go and look right now. Google Janice Combs Publishing and look up the discography, and you will see all the list. The list is crazy. Now, I've heard things just like you've heard things, and I never paid attention to that stuff. I was like, whatever. Like, they make it seem like the music industry is like one big fraternity. Like, you got to be hazed. Some people get in, some people don't. I don't know. But then it's like, life goes on, and you see talented people that can sing way better than the people on the radio. And you're like, how come these people aren't on the radio? Or, boy, this girl right here is super beautiful. Like, why is she not on TV or whatever? Like, especially living here in LA. You're like, this person is extremely attractive, can sing better than anybody on radio in person. Like, how is this person not on television? Or you see people get a chance and then nothing. And then you start to see people able to come up through the internet, like, create their own fan base, go straight to consumer model. Like, you see like a little bit of like breathing room for people who've tried. And then all of a sudden that changes again with the streaming services, and people getting paid pennies. You can look that up. Snoop talks about that a lot too. So it's like they're like these stoppers. Like they won't let us have too much. I don't even want to go into the music industry stuff. That's not even something that really interests me, to be honest with you. But I found out like a lot of stuff by looking at this, and that Janice Cole publishing thing blew my mind. I'm like, there has to be something to it. And I didn't realize that all these people had close relationships. Mind you, I did not know that Jay-Z and Sean Combs were friends before looking into this stuff. I had no clue. I didn't know all these people were in bed with each other, and I didn't mean it literally. I mean like figuratively. I think Jay-Z thought Busby was going to break down. I think so too. I think sometimes, they forget that, you might be very powerful in one world, but you're also this is another world colliding. You also intimidating an attorney, maybe a little small town attorney, but this guy, he's got some weight in the game. And he's got 100 people that are going to come forward with their stories. 100 people? 100. 100 cases. 100 filings to come. 100 filings. Do you not understand? 100. So what you got to say don't mean anything, because it's very likely that, if somebody shows up in one case, they're probably going to show up in another. Whether it's true or not, by association. Beyonce never benefited from her attachment to Jay-Z. You know, I I don't know if that's true. I mean, you and I won't be able to debate it, but I will say this. I always thought that her rise to stardom was based off of her work ethic and what she did, her beauty and her voice and everything that was about her. I thought it was unique enough, and there was space. You know, it seemed like there was space that was created for her, and there was just her, like, right? But when you look at the timeline, look, for Janice Combs Publishing, go and look. Go and look. The biggest songs that she's made to establish herself as a solo artist came out of her associations, what I would say, with her husband and his people. I think that, because remember, she fired her father, and he was no longer her manager. I don't know the reasons why, if there was ever a reason why, but the timing is all there. For the record, I love her music. I don't own everything, but I am a fan of her work, her body of work, and what she does. Like, I'm not like a stan or nothing like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just don't have, you know how you just like who you like? Yeah, she's on the list of like people I like, but it's like, I'm not in the beehive, but I like it there. I think it's cool. I think that makes sense, hopefully. I don't dislike Jay-Z. I think his music is okay. Professionally, as a person that, works in marketing, I don't like the letter. Like, if he was my client, I would have been pissed. I'd have been like, what are you doing? What is this? Like, are you kidding me? Like, these are the moments where I get so upset. I worked with a client who was in, I'm going to say this carefully. I work with a client who was in a movie about Compton. And we had some moments. We had some very great moments surrounding that movie. And that client decided not to listen to my advice and to lean into becoming friends with the people that hired him and that were working on that movie. And I was like, that's not real. That's not real. Do what I'm asking you to do, and you will be able to push yourself forward. There was a clear space for him to shine, and I was like, people will know your name. He decided he wanted the fake brotherhood that they were offering him and the friendship, which resulted in nothing. And I'm thinking, like, I know he's not even that kind of person. You know what I mean? He's kind of a difficult kind of a person to kind of connect to anyway. So I was like, it's not likely that they're feeling you like that anyway. But, so I'm just saying, like, professionally, sometimes you see where everything kind of lines up. And if you did that one thing, you could set it off or F it up. And just professionally, I feel like this letter was just not a good move. Of course, it's not going to, I say not of course, but I don't believe that, I don't believe that it's going to affect what happens next. It's going to take a lot of effort from his legal team and all that kind of stuff. We just want to have something to say. That's all. Just jaw jacking at this point. Well, with that being said, I've enjoyed conferring with some of y'all. Like most of you guys are like I said, you my type of people. Y'all smart and stuff. It is a breath of fresh air interacting with you all. Well, let's get to it. Got some real work to do on this Monday. My name is Cecily Jamela, if you guys don't know me. And here in LA, trying to make my dreams come true. So holler at your girl. Bye.